Good evening. This is All India Radio, Kohima. I'm Jonas Yantan with Evening News. The headlines. Lockdown with consolidated guidelines will be effective in Nagaland from 30th April to 14th of May. Nagaland government to provide free vaccination to everyone above 18 years of age. Chief Minister Nipirio flags off 24 basic life support ambulances donated by NHIDCL. An election commission bans all victory processions on or after the day of counting of votes for assembly polls in 5 states. As the number of COVID cases are on the rise again, we appeal to our listeners not to lower the guard, follow all the precautions, and all those above 45 years to get vaccinated without any hesitation. Stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, focus on hand and face hygiene, and maintain a distance of 2 yards for social distancing. Now the news in detail. A lockdown with consolidated guidelines from 30th of April to 14th of May will be effected in Nagaland. This was announced by state spokesperson and advisor Longleng during a press conference held this evening at Kohima. Saying that the decision was taken during a cabinet meeting held today, he said a lockdown will be imposed with consolidated guidelines, which will be issued on April 29. He said a lockdown has been imposed in the state to break the chain of transmission. Briefly highlighting some of the restrictions that will come into force during the lockdown period, he said all schools, colleges, educational institutions, hostels, and vocational training institutes will remain closed during the lockdown. He, however, said online classes are permitted and encouraged. Besides, cinema halls, theatres, sports complexes, and similar other places will also be closed. Social gatherings, religious places will be allowed outside containment zones with 30% capacity with strict adherence to all SOPs. District Task Force will ensure implementation of the lockdown guidelines. Movements of goods are allowed after proper medical screening, while interstate and intra-state movements will also be allowed with 50% capacity with strict adherence of all SOPs. Testing centres will be set up at all designated entry points in the state, while government offices will function with 50% on rooster system. The state spokesperson said 200 rupees will be imposed as a fine for people found without wearing a face mask in public places. Nagaland government has decided to provide free vaccination to everyone above 18 years of age. State spokesperson and advisor Longleng announced the decision during a press conference held this evening at Kohima. He said a BTA government under the leadership of Chief Minister Nipirio will give free vaccine to the age group of 18 years and above. He said, unlike other states, Nagaland has minimal wastage of vaccine and said there is no shortage of vaccine in the state. Kikon also said the state is fully prepared to tackle the second wave with experienced medical professionals and frontline workers and also ramped up with facilities. He, however, lamented that many citizens are careless by not following COVID-appropriate behavior. Gigon therefore said that the state government cannot work alone unless the citizens cooperate by following COVID-appropriate behavior. Chief Minister Nipirio launched and flagged off 24 life support ambulances to all the districts of the state at the Secretariat Plaza this afternoon. The ambulances were donated by the National Highway Infrastructure Development Corporation Limited (NHIDCL) as part of their corporate social responsibility. As informed by the Principal Director, Health and Family Welfare, Dr. Gevichusa Medicare, the air-conditioned ambulances have oxygen, cardiac monitor, power backup, defibrillator, and other equipments which will be given to all the district hospitals across the state and to those community health centres and primary health centres with patient loads on need base. Rio appreciated the NHIDCL for their generous contributions, particularly at a time when the pandemic has struck the world. Rio expressed optimism that the ambulances would ease the work of the health workers and save many lives, particularly those living in remote areas. Executive Director NHIDCL Ms. Diols in his short speech said, NHIDCL has conceived the vision to make Nagaland to be amongst the best connected states of the country with the proactive support of the state. Diol said, based on the initiative triggered by Chief Minister, And as a token of their continued social responsibilities towards the people of Nagaland, they have contributed the ambulances in these needed times of medical emergency. Election Commission has banned all victory processions on or after the day of counting of votes for assembly polls in the 5 states. The counting for assembly elections in West Bengal, Assam, Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Puducherry is on 2nd of May. Not more than 2 persons will be allowed to accompany the winning candidates to receive the certificate of election from the concerned returning officers. The ban by EC comes in view of the surge in COVID cases throughout the country. This news comes to you from All India Radio, Kohima. You can also listen to this news bulletin on our YouTube channel, AIR News Kohima. Following the detection of 4 COVID-19 positive cases from Dimapur Government College, a meeting was held by Minister for Higher Education and Tribal Affairs, Temjin Imna Along, with the principal, vice principal and faculty members of the college at Dimapur yesterday. During the meeting, the minister was apprised of the events and actions taken with the detection of COVID-19 cases. Along stressed on starting contact tracing and advised both the students and teachers to act responsibly. In order to ensure that all the hostelers are COVID-19 free, the minister assured that he would contribute RAT testing kits for the boys and girls hostelers living in the college-run hostels in the campus. The results of the 5 primary contacts are awaited, after which the decision on whether to seal the entire college will be taken. Preparations are underway for online classes, which will begin from tomorrow. The COVID Care Centre and COVID-19 Hospital, located at Dyad Building New Site, Longleng, became officially operational from yesterday. It was dedicated by Executive Secretary of Pom Baptist Christian Association, Reverend Tia Lemba Pom. Speaking at a program, Deputy Commissioner Longleng, M. Shayung Pom, appreciated Punyu Village for coming forward and supporting the district task force without any reservations, even as the current COVID Care Centre and COVID-19 Hospital, which falls under its village land, is being operationalized. Medical Superintendent Longleng, Dr. Lovis Zotto, informed that the COVID-19 hospital has a total capacity of 17 beds, 2 ICU beds, and an operation theatre, a labour room, and a laboratory, while the COVID-19 Care Centre has a total capacity of 9 beds. In view of the recent surge in COVID-19 cases in the state and in the interest of public safety, the Home Department has restricted the entry of visitors in the Nagaland Civil Secretariat complex. The Home Department also informed that all employees should have valid IT cards, which they should produce to the checking staff while entering the Secretariat. All employees within the establishment are advised not to entertain outsiders or visitors and to follow precautionary measures at all times by wearing face masks, regular washing of hands, and maintaining social or physical distancing to ensure general safety. Apart from the nodal officers and staff from the directorates and districts on official duty should obtain due permission from the concerned officers in the Secretariat, not below the rank of Under Secretary, to enter into the Secretariat. It further said any other visitors in exceptional cases will require permission of the Home Department, SAPA, for entry into the Secretariat. This order comes into immediate effect till further orders. In order to take effective measures to prevent the spread of COVID-19, Deputy Commissioner Dimapur Rajesh Sundararajan has ordered the sealing of Yoko Bank, Dipupar, with immediate effect, during which time necessary sanitization of the premises will be done by the management. Any person violating the containment measures will be penalized as per the provisions of the Disaster Management Act 2005, besides legal action under Section 188 of the Indian Penal Code. The Association of Kohima Municipal Wards Panchayat, with the approval of Deputy Commissioner Kohima and Chairman District Task Force for COVID-19, will be enforcing compulsory wearing of face mask in public places within Kohima Municipal Wards from 30th April. Defaulters will be penalized Rs 100 for non-compliance. And now 20 news, here are the main points again. Lockdown with consolidated guidelines will be effective in Nagaland from 30th of April to 14th of May. Nagaland government to provide free vaccination to everyone above 18 years of age. Chief Minister Nipirio flags off 24 basic life support ambulances donated by NHIDCL. An election commission bans all victory processions on or after the day of counting of votes for assembly polls in 5 states. That is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.